In this video, I'm going to be reviewing one of the most hyped clone fragrances of all time. This is French Avenue's Aether Extrait. I'm going to tell you how good it is, how close it gets to Parfums de Marly Greenley, which one's the better overall pick. In this video, I'm going to be comparing it directly to Greenley in all aspects. So if you're not here for a comparison, don't watch a freaking clone review, man. What the heck?
Daddy, chill.
Let's go over the presentation. Differences. Oh, by the way, I want to say I bought both of these with my own money before you get any funny ideas. This is French Avenue's Aether Extrait box. As you can see, looks very nice. I love the fact that this kind of sticks out from the box. It looks very high quality. The fragrance kind of sits to here and you open it up and it's just kind of being displayed like that. I think that looks better than a lot of niche fragrances in terms of its box presentation. This is friggin' Greenley's box, man. When you're paying the kind of money that you're paying for friggin' Greenley and it comes in this, I'm telling you, that's an utter disappointment. You know what? I literally hit the camera with that because I'm pissed off. Let's look at the friggin' bottles, because that's what you actually care about in terms of presentation. This is kind of hit or miss because I like the bottle better on this one and I like the cap better on this one. Glass quality is actually better in here, but the molding looks cool on here. This is what the bottle looks like here. It's gold and green instead of silver and green like Greenley. The bottle presentation is actually really nice if you exclude the cap feel. This looks very premium. Like I would expect this from a niche fragrance house to make something such high quality looking like this. It's a custom mold glass. I love this plaque on the front that says Aether Extrait. On the top of the atomizer, it says FA for French Avenue. Now the cap itself, low quality plastic inserts. I would have preferred to see a little bit of metal here with plastic, but it's all plastic. And it's very lightweight. In terms of Greenley, high quality molded glass, very good presentation, very basic, but it looks luxury, especially when it comes to the cap. It's a very, very heavy cap, custom mold. Differences in atomizers. Okay, so the atomizer in French Avenue's Aether Extrait completely and utterly destroys Greenley. It's a freaking fire hose. Whereas this one, Greenley's a little pisser. Almost like a Chanel sprayer almost. In terms of presentation alone, I think the French Avenue Aether Extrait edges this off. Although the iconic bottles of Parfums de Marly are very custom molded, this just has a little bit more bang for your buck. Parfums de Marly Greenley came out in 2020. 4 years later, the clone was announced. This is definitely a clone, not even an inspiration at this point. Before we get into the differences of these two fragrances here, let's discuss the price points. I'm gonna compare the prices on Joma Shop because that's the only places I can find these two available right now. Aether Extrait is currently $53 Canadian on Joma Shop, and Greenley, for its comparable size, $498 for this size bottle. That's absurd, and they're definitely upcharging right now on Joma Shop. When I bought Greenley, it was like around 230 Canadian dollars, and when I bought this, it was around 52. So that's the actual comparable price there. Obviously, Aether Extrait wins in terms of price. Now let's talk about the differences in scent profile. So to discuss that, let's go over the listed notes of Aether Extrait on Fragrantica. Top notes are green apple, bergamot, mandarin orange. Middle notes, cedar, petitgrain, cashmeran, and violet. With the base notes, musk, oak moss, amberwood. Almost a similar breakdown to Greenley. Now let's discuss what I find the differences are. Some people have said there's a cheaper smelling cedar, which I've seen in the comments of my videos. I don't really get that because I never really got much cedar from Greenley anyways. I would say the accuracy is 95+% accurate. It's not 1-to-1. 100% accuracy is almost impossible. The majority of people will not smell differences, but I'm a freaking nerd, man. I play video games and I build Lego and I nerd out on things. So I can smell the differences, but majority of people will not. I get a slight difference in the inky oak mossy smell that I get out of Greenley. I think that Greenley's is more accurate to what an actual oak moss would smell like, where it smells a little bit more synthetic slightly in this one. That's the first difference. Another difference is their Givaudan's proprietary ingredient Pomerose, which is in here, which gives it almost a rosy, sweet, floral nuance. So I definitely get that in here. I actually thought it was a geranium, which almost comes across as a fruity kind of minty smell. I thought there was mint in Greenley, which is missing in here. And the last difference is a slight difference in the musk that's used. Those are the differences in quality. This does smell a little bit better in terms of its quality. So if I was to compare the scent profiles without nerding out, I would say that Aether Extrait leans more into the fruity green apple and citrus, whereas Greenley is a little bit more earthy, oak mossy, and woody. we're talking almost not even noticeable differences to the average population. Both of these, before I reviewed them, macerated and matured for an equal amount of time, a couple months before I actually gave them reviews. Scent profile, I would give a slight edge to Greenley in terms of my preference, because I do like the complexity more in Greenley, where it feels almost a little bit more surface level in Aether Extrait. Okay, so let's talk about the differences in performance. So what I see a lot of people say about the performance of French Avenue's Aether Extrait is that the performance is absolutely abysmal, that it's garbage. When we're chasing accuracy of a fresh fragrance, you're not gonna get good longevity, beast mode performance. You don't get it out of either of these, but majority of people have tried this and say it's a bad clone because the performance is not good. They're roughly the same. Extrait de Parfum is listed for French Avenue, and it is Eau de Parfum for Greenley. So you would expect a little bit higher concentration of oil in here. So what are the total longevities that I got out of these two? Greenley, I got slightly above a skin scent until the 5 to 6 hour mark, where it backed down into a skin scent gone at 8 hours. Aether Extrait starts a lot stronger, to the point that it completely engulfs the airspace. I've compared this on my skin and I've asked someone the differences. She was only able to detect that this one was stronger in the opening. Now, that doesn't mean the longevity, but in the opening, this is stronger. And what is that going to do? When you have a lot of aroma chemicals and it is very potent and you spray around your neck, a lot of people are going to go anosmic. They're going to lose the sensitivity of their nose, is going to wear out, and they're not going to be able to detect this much longer. And the same thing happens with Greenley. However, I did find myself going anosmic way quicker to Aether Extrait than I did with Parfums de Marly Greenley. The performance that I got out of Aether Extrait, I would say I got an initial 1 hour of really strong projection before it backed down a little bit closer to my skin. 2 to 4 hour mark, it was like maybe a 3-foot projector. This point, it starts to die very closer to the skin, like you're getting 1.5 feet of a bubble to the 4 and 5 hour marks, and then it starts to come to a skin scent. Sometimes I was able to detect it as a skin scent at 8, but majority of the times I stopped detecting it around that 6 hour mark. I would say this is a better projector in the first couple hours. Performance in terms of longevity is slightly less. I would say overall, longevity is the beast here. Longevity is the winner in Greenley, and projection slightly better in Aether Extrait, at least to the noticeable ranges. We're talking almost to like 8 times more expensive. I don't think that's quite a problem for Aether Extrait. My comments blow up with people telling me how bad the performance is on here, but I've done my in-depth anosmia tests and realized that it's not the performance, it's my nose that's the issue. And I can tell you for a matter of fact, a lot of people are the same way, so keep that in mind. So what would I give Aether Extrait out of 10? I actually gave Greenley a less of a ranking because of the price point. That's the only negative thing I had about this fragrance. Now the thing is, this price point is good, but the balance of difference in scent profile pushes it a little bit lower. Aether Extrait for me gets an 8.5 out of 10. It's not quite better in my opinion than Greenley, but for people that are looking for a great replacement to Greenley, this is the best place to go. Let me know in the comments below if you think my breakdown was shite. Let me know if you agree with me, and let me know which one you prefer. I'm here to hear all of it. And if you like comparisons between clones and originals, check out me comparing the cologne, actually, from the same brands, French Avenue and Parfums de Marly, in this video right here, Liquid Brune versus Parfums de Marly Altair. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and these both smell amazing. Now they can make out, because we're done here.